The demonic woman leans close to Yechuan, her voice seductive as she comments on how delicious the roasted meat smells. She asks if he would be willing to share a little with her. As she speaks, her eyes glow with a menacing pink light. She internally activates a charm ability, confident that any man who makes eye contact with her will submit and become her obedient dog. However, her power has no effect on Yechuan. Unfazed, he continues to chew his skewer and bluntly tells her that if she wants to eat, she should hunt for her own food, as this is barely enough for him. The demonic woman is left stunned and confused. Her charm has never failed before, and she cannot understand why it is not working on him. The reason is revealed from Yechuan's unique perspective. To him, the seductive demon is just another pig-faced creature, this one with large horns and a pig's snout. He looks at her with a flat expression, internally noting that she has horns, which he finds strange. Changing her strategy, the demonic woman puts on a sweet smile. She tells him it is fine if he does not want to share, but she would like to ask him a question. Yechuan completely ignores her, messily stuffing his face with the roasted meat. Her expression hardens as she asks if he has seen a blood crystal twin flower in the area. She explains with growing anger that it was a treasure she had been growing for decades, and that her pet beast, the great python, had also been killed. She leans in close, her eyes narrowed with suspicion, and demands to know if he knows who is responsible. As he chews, the weight of her words hits Yechuan. He suddenly realizes with horror that he was the one who stole the flower and killed her pet. The shock causes him to choke on his food. Seeing his panicked reaction, the demonic woman asks him directly if it could have been him. Terrified, Yechuan frantically waves his hands and denies everything, forcing a nervous laugh. The demonic woman simply stares at him, her expression unreadable. Thinking fast to save himself, Yechuan decides to shift the blame. With a look of fake sincerity, he tells her he knows who did it. A human. He then names the culprit as Liu Jinglong, adding that this evil person also killed her cute little snake, and faking outrage at such a cruel act. The demonic woman smiles, seeming to believe his story. She calmly agrees, stating that she will go find this Liu Jinglong and turns to leave. However, her act is short-lived. In a flash of fury, she spins around and unleashes a savage attack with a monstrous clawed hand, screaming at him and asking if he takes her for a fool. Yechuan barely manages to block the powerful strike as sparks fly. Her eyes glowing with rage, she reveals she knew it was him all along, explaining that she had memorized his scent and asking how else he thinks she could have found him. Caught in his lie, Yechuan shouts back in frustration, demanding to know why she let him lie if she already knew the truth. Amused by his strange logic, the demonic woman smirks before unleashing her true power. A terrifying dark red aura erupts from her body, surging around her with immense energy. The aura forms into shadowy tendrils that instantly shoot out and wrap around Yechuan, lifting him helplessly into the air upside down as he cries out in shock. Holding him captive, she glares at him and gives a final, deadly ultimatum. Tell her where her flower is, or she will strangle him to death. Held captive and facing death, Yechuan unleashes his secret weapon. He activates his Blood Shadow Butcher skill, and his eyes begin to glow with a menacing red light. The effect is instant and terrifying. The demonic woman's confident expression is replaced by pure fear as her own eyes reflect the same red glow. She is instantly trapped in a horrifying mental illusion. She sees herself bound and helpless on a massive butcher's block. A shadowy, monstrous version of Yechuan looms over her, his eyes glowing with killing intent as he raises a gigantic cleaver, ready to slaughter her like an animal. The vision breaks, but the psychological damage is done. The demonic woman is left shaken and disoriented, clutching her arm where a small cut has appeared. Seizing this moment, Yechuan breaks free and lands on his feet. He immediately turns and runs, activating his Nether Shadow skill to boost his speed. As he flees, he shouts that she can have the roasted meat and the golden spider leg as payment for the flower he stole. Snapping out of her shock, the demonic woman lets out a furious cry and transforms into a streak of crimson energy, relentlessly chasing him through the forest. Looking back with a panicked expression, Yechuan realizes his opponent is far too powerful and fast to outrun. He knows that if he cannot escape, he will be forced to use his ultimate stamina-draining technique. The chase continues, with the demonic woman flying just above him, closing the distance. However, their high-speed pursuit is suddenly interrupted by a new, larger threat. A massive, hairy hand with sharp claws grips a nearby tree as a pair of glowing red eyes peer out from the shadows. A gigantic, monstrous ape lets out a ferocious roar as it steps directly into their path. The demonic woman is forced to stop her chase and engage the new enemy. She evades a powerful blow from the ape's massive fist, her energy clashing with the beast's raw power. Watching the two monsters fight, Ye Chuan, from his unique perspective, can only wonder where this massive ape pig came from. The demonic woman, surrounded by her crimson aura, descends to face the monstrous ape, while Ye Chuan watches the chaos. The giant ape roars, beating its chest with powerful fists that send out energy waves. Furious at the interruption, the demonic woman screams at the beast, ordering it to get out of her way. The battle is a clash of force and agility. The ape tries to crush her with its massive fists, but she is too fast, weaving around its attacks while wrapping its head with her shadowy red tendrils. Finding an opening, she stabs the ape directly in the eye with her sharp claws. The beast lets out a deafening roar of pain as she perches on its shoulder, ready to strike again. Blinded and severely wounded, the monstrous ape collapses to the ground, defeated. With the interruption dealt with, the demonic woman turns her cold, glowing gaze back to Ye Chuan. She lands gracefully before him, but to her surprise, he has stopped running. He now stands his ground, his knife held ready for a fight. As she observes his stance, a look of pure shock crosses her face. She recognizes the technique he is about to use. Ye Chuan raises his dragon-slaying knife high above his head with both hands, his body covered in a swirling, powerful purple aura. His face is a mask of intense concentration, and his eye begins to glow with a menacing orange light. He prepares to unleash the ultimate technique his father taught him, calling out its name, Yin Star.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next video.